All right, so if you can't tell by my sound of my voice, I'm a little under the weather. I got a pretty bad sore throat. Um, so I saw this and I came across it. I just had to talk about it. Oh my gosh, it is so insufferable. And because I suffered through it, now everybody out there has to as well. So this is Alex Walker. He is the gay Democrat taking down Lauren Boebert. So Lauren Boebert, as we all know, I would hope that you would know if you watch my channel. I hope that you would agree with me on this. She is a psychopath, and she is an absolute threat to the country, and she should not be anywhere near the halls of Congress. If you do not agree with that, then I demand you unsubscribe from me right now because I do not need you in my audience. Anyway, so do I want to see her go? Absolutely. Any sane person would. But this is the guy who's running to replace her, and let him do the talking here.
I love when people are like, "You have a moderate policy. You lost my vote." Oh,
Okay. First problem here. You're straw manning. You're straw manning. Seriously. If people are not gonna care if you're perfect on every issue. People just want to know that you're not spitting in their eye and disregarding them. I'm talking mostly about leftists. Because I know a lot of leftists who are like, you don't have to be perfect on every issue for me to vote for you. But this is a straw man, plain and simple. And plus, even if leftists were like that, let's be honest, the overwhelming majority of voters will not care if they don't agree with you on every single issue. So that's the first problem right there. Oh, but it gets way worse.
Oh, what vote was that? Was that the vote you were going to give to some Bernie wannabe whose overkill policies are unpopular with 75% of voters, just so you can feel good about yourself until they lose the general election, at which point you'll point your finger and blame someone else?
I am staring at my phone right now, and I just want to rip the protective case off and smash it against the wall. Okay, so some Bernie wannabes policies are unpopular with 75% of the voters. Okay, let's take a look here. So this was we'll get back to that in a second. So let's take a look at his policy platform. By the way, let's look at this website here. So a bull, not a bull esser. Yeah, you just completely lied. It's you're lying to me. No, I don't want to freaking volunteer for you. No, get that out of me. Let's see. Small government's a Republican talking point, but you know what? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Medical freedom. Oh, wow. He is playing into the hands of anti-vaxxers hard there. Oh my gosh. He is small government, no mandates, medical freedom. Are you sure you're running as a Democrat? I literally had to double check to make sure he was actually running as a Democrat. And I clicked donate, was like, nope, act blue. Nope, he's a Democrat. I had to double check. See, there you go. My healthcare policy leans right. Oh man. And he goes into explanations right here. I'm not going to bother to read those. The right, emphasis on the quotation marks, because that's how he puts it, supports lower taxes and smaller government with fewer public programs, including less control over how or if you find healthcare. This means keeping our existing private health insurance marketplaces intact. The left supports public programs mandating how and if you find healthcare. Okay, I got a major bone to pick with that statement, but we'll get to that in a minute. They cite rising healthcare costs and medical debt among folks who forego insurance because it's too expensive. Yeah, and you know why? Because in a civilized society, that is deeply immoral. Their solution is to regulate the marketplace in order to improve access. Based. Sounds based as hell right there. And you know what? I wish that there were more people on the left who wanted to do that. It's only a handful of people in Congress who support Medicare for all, or at the very least genuinely support it, and those who do have shown mixed signals as to whether or not they're even willing to fight for it. I wish they were as powerful as you are. This is sometimes called Medicare for all, single-payer healthcare, or universal healthcare. They're all basically the same thing. Astute observation, Mr. Walker. I am not calling him Alex because my name is Alex, and I do not want to associate myself with him in any way, shape, or form. So astute observation. Medicare for all and single payer are the same thing, and they both lead to universal health care. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness gracious. That is, oh, you have totally made a very big political breakthrough here, Mr. Walker. Both sides have a point. Okay, both sides have one side cites rising healthcare costs and medical debt among folks who forego insurance because it's too expensive and their solutions to regulate the marketplace or to improve access. That is 100% correct. And the other one wants fewer public programs and doesn't really care if you find healthcare. So both sides have a point, is what you're saying. And you agree with this side more. Again, I'm shocked you're even running as a Democrat. You know what I'm just gonna say? You're the gay Democrat. Yes, the fact that you are gay is the only reason you're running as a Democrat, and absolutely nothing is gonna change my mind. So let's see. Let's take a look right here. Regulate pharma, not citizens. Okay. Based, not bad. Healthy competition. You see, if my mom is watching this, I want to sincerely apologize to her up front because I'm just going to completely roast her right now. This is what my mom, who works for the health insurance industry, tells me. We need competition. Yes, because an industry where the life of people literally hangs in the balance, whether or not they can afford certain healthcare. Yes, that is an industry that we need healthy competition in to see which company can price gouge these innocent people the best. That's the kind of competition we need. Well done, capitalism. I think I've fulfilled my sarcasm quota for the day, but if you think that's going to stop me, then you clearly haven't been watching me long enough. And then he says, like, more access, fewer mandates, so without forcing any pills down your throat. Who is talking about forcing you to take certain pills? Are you referring to the vaccine? Which I admit, in the past, I was, as you guys have seen on this channel, I was relatively strongly for vaccine mandates. But, you know, I think like a vaccinate and or test policy is the best way to go forward. Like I'm triple vaxxed. I don't regret it. And even though I have a cold now, I don't know if it's COVID, but I assume it's not because I got it from my friend who he said he tested negative when he came down with the cold. So I don't think I have COVID. So let's just say that I've managed to avoid getting COVID for this long. I mean, obviously, like getting vaccinated doesn't inherently protect you from getting COVID, but it is 100%, over 90% effective at severe illness, hospitalization, and death. Like for the record, this is not a severe illness that I have. It's just a sore throat, minorly stuffy nose, nothing that won't go away within a week. So like I assumed it was about the vaccine, but it's like forcing pills down your throat. Yeah, that if you had said forcing jabs in your arm, that would have made sense. But who the hell is forcing you to take certain pills? Who? Are you talking about the far right? That's forcing people with COVID to take ivermectin? Because if you are, then that should be kind of based. I've used the word based so many times this video, but guys, it is 11:30 at night, and I'm still kind of sick, so I really say this is what you get. Okay. So let's get into the real. Let's get into the real meat and potatoes here. Healthy. Oh, you know what? One more thing. I also think the government's executing how things. And universal healthcare is hard. Then why did every other freaking country manage to get it right? And why are we ranked dead last on in terms of healthcare, like in terms of the richest countries? We rank dead last on access to care, administrative efficiency, equity, and healthcare outcomes, despite spending 17% of our GDP on healthcare. So yeah, even if universal healthcare were hard, don't you think it's worth the risk? And could it really be that much worse than what we have now? Even if you don't support, like let's say you buy into his terrible arguments. And let's say that you think Obamacare is a socialist takeover of healthcare, which, oh my gosh, that would be so awesome if it were. Let's pretend that everything he's saying is 100% correct and that nobody supports Medicare for all. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but let's pretend that that we need to change our healthcare system, but Medicare for all is not the answer. Question you have to ask is Is Medicare for all really that much worse? I think not. And he says, I believe in keeping the private marketplace. That is not a moderate policy. That is a policy that has led to hundreds of thousands of deaths per year. I said in the previous video, like as of March of last year, a third of all COVID deaths could have been prevented if we had Medicare for all. And I get it, that was over a year ago. So that study is definitely outdated, but that doesn't change the fact that hundreds of thousands of lives would have been saved if we had a single payer system. So if you support the death of hundreds, if you are supporting keeping in a system that kills hundreds of thousands of people a year during a global pandemic, that is not moderate. I hate to break it to you. Hell, that's not even right wing. That is just immoral. So no Medicare for all. Yeah, no Medicare for all. Yeah, let's just not do Medicare for all because again, our current system is just awesome. But holding health insurance companies accountable. Easier said than done. Yeah, but our representatives are idiots. Okay, that is the first correct thing you've said this entire thing. Our representatives are idiots. First correct. Okay, yup. Fair is fair. You finally said something that is grounded in reality. I like people who are smart and have a spine that things will start to get better. Yes, it will. But here's the thing. The people we elect are not smart. Or maybe some of them are, but even the smart ones don't have a spine. So, not a magic bullet, not a golden goose or something. Oh, but okay, let's get into the real thing here. I've been putting this off long enough, and I still have like half the video to get through. And it's short, it's like 30 some odd seconds. Healthy competition, again, like most Americans support Medicare, but not Medicare for all. And again, like what was the line again? Hold on, let me go back a little bit.
Election, at which point you'll feel good about yourself until they lose the general. Policies are unpopular with 75%.
Okay.
Some Bernie wannabe whose overkill policies are unpopular with 75% of voters. Just
Bernie wannabe whose policies are unpopular with 75% of voters. Okay, let's take a look here. This was an exit poll in the 2020 election. Changing to a government-run healthcare plan. This is Fox News for the record. And they're wording it in the most right-wing way imaginable. Favor 72% in, you can see right there in the graphic. And as this guy right here says, Bernie wasn't electable though, right? Oh yeah, 69 likes, nice. But yeah, you can see, yes, when you word Medicare for all in the most right-wing way imaginable, and it's not just that poll too, it's this poll from Morning Consult from last year. Do you support or oppose a Medicare for all healthcare system where all Americans would get their health insurance from the government? Again, wording it from the perspective of, oh, it's taking away your choice, which again, we will debunk that argument in a minute. Support 55%. It's pretty, that's pretty decisive, if I do say so myself. And this is during the exit polls during the Super Tuesday primary. Keep in mind that Bernie lost most of these states, but in every one of them want a government plan for all instead of private insurance. Again, wording it from a right-wing perspective. But even in states Bernie lost, as you can see, they are all in on it. And this is just Democratic voters, and considering he's running in a Democratic primary, maybe it's not the smartest idea to dismiss these people as entitled and privileged. Screw you, dude. Seriously. And while we're talking about choice and medical freedom here, let's take this from Alan Weil, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, the editor-in-chief of Health Affairs, the Journal of Health Policy, Thought, and Research. So let's take a look at what he says right here. With Medicare for all, you could actually get more of a choice than private insurance. Really? With Medicare, you can go to any doctor, Weil said, or Weil, I apologize, I really don't know how to pronounce that. I have private insurance and have a lot of more restrictions as to who I see. Wow. Are you telling me that under Medicare for all, you can actually choose a doctor you're okay with? That sounds like medical freedom to me. So why aren't you supporting this, Mr. Walker? I would like to know. All right. I've wasted enough of your time. Let's just continue watching this video out of its misery.
So you can feel good about yourself until they lose the general election, at which point you'll point your finger and blame someone else.
Well,
oh, honey.
Well, considering you're already preemptively blaming them for when you inevitably lose to a lunatic and certified psychopath like Lauren Boebert, I think they have a right to blame you. because you sure as hell aren't giving them anything to vote for. And don't try and give me the, oh, I'm not Boebert excuse. Yeah, I know you're not Boebert. But insulting voters, just see where that gets you, man. Just play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You'll say good.
Your vote got lost a long time ago.
I rest my case.
Democrats need to wake up.
Finally, he's saying something reasonable. Democrats do need to wake up.
Jesus, in order to legislate, we have to win.
No, in order to, you already won. You have the House, Senate, and White House. In order to legislate, you actually got to, again, do exactly what you say, grow a spine and bully Manchin cinema into submission.
WalkerForColorado.com and stop complaining. Woo!
Okay, go to WalkerForColorado.com and stop complaining. Okay, so just stop complaining. Yeah, stop complaining, even though I just insulted like at least half the Democratic Party right now. Ugh. Even a lot of non-Bernie supporters are probably going to be pretty put off by this crap right here. Ugh, that was torment.
I love when people.
No, we're not watching that again. That was enough. I watched it like twice before I came on here. I'm not watching that again. No more. We're done. Not again. We're good. Okay, no more. No more cringe. All right. Well, thank you for suffering along with me. This was actually kind of a lot of fun to rip to shreds, even if the video was one of the worst freaking videos I've ever seen from a candidate for Congress. And there's one more thing I gotta say is, dude, you're going up against one of the worst people in Congress right now, and that's saying a lot. In case you haven't noticed by now. Do you really want to run this kind of campaign and risk losing to Lauren freaking Boebert? Because if this is your strategy, I can't help but think the answer to the question is yes, you do want to lose to Lauren Boebert. That doesn't make you any better, because the fact that you are okay with letting Lauren Boebert win just so you could trigger the Bernie bros, honestly, that is freaking disgusting, man. Screw you, Alex Walker. I am ashamed to share a name with you. Go to hell. And I honestly, I'm not going to say I hope you lose, because that would mean that Lauren Boebert would win. But just take the L, man. Take the L. You just gave it to yourself. So you gave Colorado's 3rd district 2 more years at least of Lauren Boebert. So I hope you're happy.